at a campsite on the outskirts of Amsterdam, and I think Albert might have got a flat tyre on the way. Yeah, flat. Albert's not feeling too well, he's got a flat tyre, so we're going to go and try and find the local bike repair shop. Finally found the bike repair shop. The guy was in his pants, underpants when I called for him, so decided not to film that part. But he said my bike should be, well, Albert should be fixed and better by 12 o'clock. And then, so I'm just walking on my way now to the meeting with Anne and Susan at the Educational Gardens in Amsterdam. So see how that goes. Go catch the ferry. I get off the ferry at Amsterdam Centraal and walk to the northwest of the city, 4.1 kilometres, to the Educational Garden.
What have you tried lately? What have you tried lately? What have you tried lately? What have you tried lately?
I'm Suzanne Oeman and I work for City Plot Amsterdam. And where we are right now, this is the educational garden that we started up a year ago. And it's a completely organic garden, and the purpose of it is to teach other gardeners how to grow food in the city in an organic way and sustainable way. And so we've got different beds based on different principles. One is a permaculture bed. And there we have all the herbs over there. Two different types of herb gardens. One is called the River of Herbs, and that's part of like a corridor of herbs going from the west to the east of Amsterdam.
I'm Patrick Wiebe. I have a blog named Bifurcated Carrots, and I've started a seed-saving organization in the Netherlands called Seed Savers NL.
People have been so disconnected from their food for so long, and there's a lot of interest in it, and people want to learn, people want to grow their own food, but sometimes there's a fear, of getting started and how to do it, and a fear of failing. And we just say go for it, and we teach them a few techniques and how to do it. But it's about getting over the fear of just taking that first step, right? And a lot of people come to the garden, and we're actually training someone else to set up an educational garden similar to this in a different part of the city.
On my blog, I write about seed-saving topics and on seed-saving politics, and the seed-saving organization, as well as is for the purpose of exchanging information and seeds with people. Basically, during the war, there were the seed companies, but there were chemical companies that were making chemical weapons, nerve gas, and so. As the war ended, the economy had to transition, and all of these industries got together, and the companies that were making all of the tanks and airplanes and so on, they started making tractors and farming equipment. There were huge stockpiles of chemical weapons after the war, and they had to be converted for civilian use, and so they were turned into farm chemicals. And things like munitions, gunpowder, things like that got turned into fertilizer. But so the idea of seed saving is to sort of go back 100 years or 150 years and go back to the way things were done before then. But you still have the problem, especially in like a community garden like this one. Somebody before you has been using chemicals, and the chemicals stay in the ground for a long time. The certified organic is it's a legal term, and it says, okay, the ground has to be free of chemicals for 3 years to be certified organic. But in fact, the chemicals stay much longer than that, and even after the chemicals gone, the whole ecosystem, all the bacteria in the ground and all the insects, the whole ecosystem is disrupted. We talk about going to the store and buying organic vegetables like it's a special thing. But really, you know, organic and permaculture principles are the normal way of growing things. And calling it permaculture and having classes in permaculture and all of that, it's an important thing to do, and it's a great way to spread the word.
Yeah, you fixed my tyre, the flat tyre. Thank you for
Yes.
that. Yeah, excellent.
New tire.
Got the bike fixed. Thanks to the man, it was cheap enough as well. Brand new tyre. Albert's doing fine. So here I am in my tent in Amsterdam, and I'm going to go to Den Haag tomorrow. So I'm here in Den Haag, and as you can tell, it's absolutely pouring it down with rain, which is good. And I've just found out that the campsite I've arrived at is closed until March. So I'm heading to another one as soon as this weather calms down. Albert's getting pretty wet, as you can see.
But what have you tried lately?
And Albert are in Den Haag still. We found a hostel, kind of hostel. It's more of a porter cabin. Next I go to see Onno, a man who helps people in Den Haag set up their own food gardens.
People are curious what's going on, and they can see that it's possible to grow your vegetables and herbs in a small place
On
like
a bike,
this.
yeah.
So it's a bit more to get people. You can put it everywhere where you want.
Yeah. You can cycle with the garden.
Sometimes we put it in the city, in front of the
Oh, yeah.
mayor's house.
Yeah,
to get a bit of attraction. I collect the rainwater, and I've got the irrigation system connected with rainwater, and that goes right into the vegetable garden.
So the balcony garden. Nice chilies.
The rainwater is collected here in this barrel,
Mm-hmm.
250 liters. And well, this is like there's a battery inside, and it charges itself every 3 hours. And then after 3 hours, it releases itself the power, and then there's like a pump.
Mhm.
It starts pumping, and it goes to the raised bed, to the pot.
Oh, wow.
Here you
Yeah,
can
you
see
see
the
Yeah.
things. So if you're going on holiday,
Yeah, you have it set
if
up.
you don't
ready.
have enough time to water the plants, it's like a fully automatic system. Yeah.
Onno's solar-powered irrigation system in his balcony garden is an excellent example of a small, sustainable and productive space being used for all its potential. As it starts to rain again, I take shelter in the hostel bar and hope for some better weather in the coming days, as I still plan to visit a restaurant rooftop garden, the Edible Park Foundation and the only food forest in Holland.